Hello and welcome to this video. We are going to be talking about what happened at Roosevelt Field last night. A number of stories here. News 12 did finally cover it. It took until the next day. But actually, the one that covered it first, as far as TV goes, seems to be Fox 5 New York, so we're going to go to them. Man with bricks causes stampede and chaos at Roosevelt Field Mall. So this is from Fox 5 New York. It says a fight at Roosevelt Field Mall caused hundreds to flee amid fears of a shooter. Christopher Santana, 22, was found carrying bricks and allegedly resisted arrest. Police are probing whether Santana targeted anyone or carried additional weapons. There was a video showing a gun, though, falling on the floor. So I'll have to find that one too for you in this video. But it says a fight at Roosevelt Field Mall on Long Island Friday evening caused hundreds of patrons to flee in a panic. Officials said they responded to reports of a fight at the mall in East Garden City when they found Christopher Santana, 22, carrying several bricks. Why would somebody bring a brick to the mall? One woman who was at the mall with her mother described the chaos to New York Fox 5 New York's Deja Shalom as it sounded like a herd of cattle accompanied by loud screams. She saw hundreds of people yelling and running toward them. There was panic. They thought that there was a shooting in the mall. Without hesitation, I told my mom to run to the nearest store. The woman said she explained that they made it inside just seconds before a stampede surged through the area. She says her mother was knocked to the ground in the commotion, but that they managed to escape to the parking lot. It was terrifying to witness people running and knocking others down and trampling on them. When officers attempted to arrest Santana, they said he became combative, spitting and biting officers. One officer suffered an injury to his left hand and was taken to a local hospital for treatment. So this is the person right here. He's charged with second-degree criminal possession of a weapon in the fourth-degree resisting arrest, obstructing governmental administration, and the second-degree in disorderly conduct. Police have not revealed whether Santana was targeting anyone or he's carrying additional weapons. So let's go to the News 12 story here, because he's actually from Rockville Center, which is the surprise here. Though I'm wondering if he's from the area, where that little area of Rockville Center. There's an area of Rockville Center, basically, that's the project. That's considered a bad area. And I'm wondering if that's where he came from. But we'll play the story now that News 12 has.
A fight at the Roosevelt Field Mall that's making rounds on social media. This, as police say, a man was arrested the same night for trying to re-enter the mall after a fight.
Okay, this is totally something else. This is something else completely. This isn't even the fight. This is something else. This is a separate incident that happened at Roosevelt Field. So we still don't know about the fight. This is something completely different.
With bricks in his hands. News 12's Logan Crawford reports.
Video posted to Instagram and shared with News 12 shows people running for cover as a fight breaks out between two men.
Yep, there's the video.
The person who posted it says he took the video Friday night at Roosevelt Field Mall at 6:20 p.m. You can see the two wrestling.
There's the gun.
Several guns sliding across the floor and people running away.
I think that in recent years we've been trying to avoid going to the mall at night just from hearing more dangerous
Rockville
stories
Center, yep.
Similar to this one.
You better
On
still
the
stay
same
in
night,
Rockville
police say
Center.
they arrested this man,
But he's from
22-year-old
Rockville
Christopher
Center.
Santana of Rockville Center, after he got into a fight in the food court of Roosevelt Field. According to police, Santana walked out of the mall but then came back inside trying to carry bricks in. They say as they were arresting him, he started biting and spitting at the officers. We're told one officer was hurt and treated at the hospital.
Obviously, it's scary. I do believe that they have good security there.
Police say Santana is charged with...
I like how they interview people from the South Shore. I don't know if that's just coincidence or not.
...of a criminal weapon, resisting arrest, and disorderly conduct.
We go to the mall all the time. Yeah. I'm there by myself at night sometimes even, and I would say that's pretty alarming to me.
Police have not said if the Instagram video is the same incident as the one involving the bricks. They say they are aware of the video and it is part of an ongoing investigation. In East Garden City, Logan Crawford, News 12 Long Island.
As we have reported, there have been a handful of violent crimes at the mall this year, including a slashing that required a victim to get 80 stitches. We reached out to the mall for comment. They declined.
I mean, this is a problem. Why isn't the Nassau County Police patrolling the mall? Nassau County Police should be patrolling the mall on a regular basis. They need a full-time patrol there. And maybe even, it seems like most of these people are well, this person was 22 years old, I think. So, yeah, he was 22. He wasn't a teenager. But maybe a curfew involving teenagers could be also. So it says he's from Rockville Center. Let's see if we can find out any information from the Nassau County Police about this incident here, if they have any more details. No, they haven't updated their page yet. But so this is we go to the Newsday article too. There's a Newsday article as well. He's from Rockville Center, which is kind of surprising. That's the surprise in the story. He is being held on bail, fortunately, so he's not being let out on no bail. But the question is, why would somebody from Rockville Center be involved in this? Unless he's from that area where the projects are. Like I said, that's an area that has some issues. But it's funny, even the South Shore, they come, even if there are some criminals in Rockville Center, they don't do their crime in Rockville Center. They go to the middle of the island to do it, which is kind of interesting, to say the least. This may be a separate incident, but it shouldn't have taken this long for them to cover this. It took too long for them to cover it. They should have been able. It happened at 6:20, so by the time they had the news on at like 10 or 11 o'clock, they should have been able to cover something by then. But they waited until now. But there definitely needs to be a full-time police presence at Roosevelt Field. I mean, how many more incidents do we need? I know they have there's supposed to be a police substation in there, but I never see any police actually in there. It's usually just mall security. But this is the other article here. So not a whole lot of details on this, but it happened at Roosevelt Field, and it happened yesterday at around 6:20 p.m. And this is may or may not be connected to the fight in the video. So we don't know exactly what happened here. That is the latest that I do have for you. At least we do have some media coverage on what happened at Roosevelt Field last night. But it's really a lot of bad things happening around that mall. And it's really unfortunate. Like I said, we need full-time police presence at the mall. And this person here may be mentally disturbed as well. And as you saw in my post, I'm going to actually go into my channel here and just speak about this for a moment, because we have a big problem with where is it? We have a big problem with homeless people, dangerous homeless people. So you see this picture here. And I'll just put this up out here because this is important too. All right, this is what's going on in New York. We have a lot of dangerous people who are mentally deranged who belong in institutions. And I just want to. I made this post also. If you're taking the subway, it really just goes for anywhere. Don't look at your phone constantly. This young woman here, looking at her phone, completely unaware. Well, this guy, she's completely unaware that this guy right here next to her is a deranged homeless person, and that then he startles her when he yells, $5, can I have $5? That's not shown in the video here, and it's just a picture. This was shared from Passengers United, but it just goes to show you what's going on in the state, that we have a real crisis, and our Governor Hochul is nowhere to be found, and Bruce Blakeman also nowhere to be found. And it's just the problems in the city are spreading into Nassau County, particularly Nassau County into Long Island. And this is why we need the governor involved, but she's not going to get involved. She doesn't care about us, Kathy Hochul does not care about us. She is, like I said, she is one of the most incompetent governors that the state has ever had. And I really think when President Trump takes office that he needs to figure out a way to. He may actually have the power to actually remove her from office, because she's just not fit to. I know how I feel about Trump, but let's just push that aside for a minute. Kathy Hochul, we have a crime emergency in this state, and she's failing to keep us safe. So if she cannot keep us safe, then she should not be the governor. That's the way I feel about it. This woman, she's letting all these lunatics out on the streets. It was never this bad until she became the governor. It's completely out of control. And she just thinks everything's fine. More cameras, more National Guard, more whatever. The crime is spreading. because we can't keep dangerous people behind bars in the state. That's the problem. We need to keep these dangerous people, get them off the streets, period. And until we do that, this is only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse in the subways. We're going to see more incidents at our malls. And while the middle of the island is going to deal with the brunt of it, even if you're in the enclave, it can spill over from time to time. So this affects all of us. So we all have an interest. And that's why I think, like I said before, Kathy Hochul is failing to do her job as the governor of New York State and should be removed from office. It's as simple as that.